Hello, good evening, everyone. So on behalf of TCS India, which is an initiative by Vasundhara Blessing Foundations and Conscious Ventures in Spa India, and the founder members are present here, Dr. Mona, Dr. Anil Jaggiji, and other founder members are also there in this initiative. So today we are just discussing about government welfare schemes about sports development. So let me introduce you our today's eminent speaker who is with us right now. So Dr. Anar Roopji, co-founder of Mera Adhikar, and Dr. Anar has more than 21-year experience as a social entrepreneur, basically. And he is making an attempt to give back to the society through his unique digital platform, which is basically about government welfare schemes. And core objective of this platform is socio-economical environment and to telling the people about welfare schemes which are provided by the government to support the needed and poor people, basically. And he is initiating towards making India Atmanirbhar Bharat. So welcome you, sir, and thank you so much for sparing time for this session. Over to you, sir.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. So I'll just tell you about Mera Adhikar. Okay, and we'll just run through this presentation of Mera Adhikar, and probably if we get time, I will also show you the platform, how the platform actually works. So Mera Adhikar is actually a phygital platform. We call it phygital because it needs a human touch. So people just cannot go on to the platform, run the reports and generate the reports. But it is done through a human touch. We have kept it that way so that we reach the needy. So going ahead with our vision. Okay, so what we want to do here is that we want to make India sustainable, and this can be done through multiple initiatives taken by private section as well as the government. So government over a period of last 75 years now has done multiple things for the Indian citizens. Okay, today we have more than 6,000 plus government welfare schemes which are being defined by the government of India. I'm just having this. So, so the issue here is that even though there are more than 6,000 government welfare schemes, Indian people are not aware about them. Okay, so if we ask any common people, which when I ask them, how many government schemes do you actually think are you entitled? So the answer is 1, 2, 3. Maximum the schemes which they know probably the government is promoting. But out of 6,000 plus government schemes, a common person is entitled for at least 20 to 25 schemes. And these schemes, they are not aware. So our first objective here is to make awareness or spread awareness about government welfare schemes in the society. So this society may be anyone. This may be a person from the village. He may be a person from the tribal society. He may be a businessman. He may be an entrepreneur. Whoever that person may be. The government of India has defined certain schemes for them. So how does actually Mera Adhikar? So our efforts here is to first is about social benefits given to them by the government, and then moving them towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So just to give about a brief about the platform, what the platform can. Okay, the platform can help in discovering, okay, understanding a particular person about do opinion mining, that is understand people's requirement and people's view towards multiple aspects about society. There's a lot of analysis which can be done on the platform. and other services which can be given on the platform. So how this the entire structure works? Okay, we have a structured system where we have a Margdarshak Pradhan Plus. So this Margdarshak Pradhan Plus are largely people from the NGOs or some type of organizations or a CSR who controls a particular activity or who has certain activities in pipeline. Then comes Margdarshak Pradhan, who are basically team leaders who can actually focus on particular areas and lead a team of Margdarshaks. And Margdarshaks are the people who are actually on the ground, who do the groundwork and help people get their benefits. So how does this work? There are plenty of government schemes and private schemes available in the society. The Mera Adhikar platform then identifies these schemes for particular people, and then they generate the reports. Okay, they also generate other services such as travel pass and health pass. So travel pass and health pass are specifically insurance given to the bottom of the pyramid. These are very micro level insurance which starts with 100 rupees, 200 rupees a year, and cover multiple aspects which they require, like OPD cover, healthcare cover, and many other things. So what is a benefit report? When I'm talking about benefit report, what exactly is a benefit report? The social benefit report basically is a collection of more than 6,000 plus government welfare schemes, consolidated and put together as a report. So I, as an individual, if I run my profile into the system, then it will give me only those schemes which I'm entitled for. It will tell me the name of the scheme, the description of the scheme, the documents which are required to be for the application of that scheme, and the entire process and the protocols I need to follow to avail the schemes. Then unique Adhikar number is a identification card which we have tried to create. Okay, it is going to be a bigger ecosystem as we start tying up with multiple peoples and multiple projects like CSR projects, other benefit projects, where people can use this identification card and get the benefits directly. They do not have to keep on entering the entire details, fill up the forms. Even CSR, who wants to give certain benefits to a particular category of people, can use this information which we have created over a period of time, and then give the benefits to those people. This information is validated and verified by Mera Adhikar, through its unique system. I've just spoken about the ABHA card. So this is the way the report looks like. Okay. These are certain things which are currently we have, and there are certain things which are in pipeline. We'll be soon launching a product called Mera Arogya, which will again focus on the healthcare of individuals and give them multiple facilities like doctor consultancy, which will be a free of cost consultancy to every people who are on the platform, who are a part of the Mera Adhikar ecosystem. So there are certain government schemes which are online, so people can use the platform and apply scheme directly. Okay, so there are certain type of inclusions, like financial inclusion, like Jan Dhan Yojana, Atal Pension Yojana, which are a government initiated projects, but they are not getting the desired momentum as the government would like to take and reach the proper beneficiaries. So those are in pipeline. Those are the ways we will be getting associated with the government of India. We are already a part of the government. We have license for multiple projects which the government is running today. So when we say about a Margdarshak, okay, we talk about two things. Okay, we talk about creating employment or creating livelihood in the society as well. So Margdarshaks are people who will go to different villages, societies, towns, and they start generating reports for people. Whenever they generate this report, these people get paid either through some CSR activity or through other channels. So at the same time, we are creating a livelihood opportunity for Margdarshaks. Right, a given Margdarshak today can earn around 15,000 rupees per month, which is good enough money for his sustainability. So they also create a social impact with the system. So we are also looking at collaboration with multiple people. Okay, like CSR largely. These projects are largely associated with certain CSR projects, certain other initiatives with the people are taking on ground, and other aspects of the social entrepreneurs. So what will the collaboration do? It will create employment, okay, in terms of Margdarshak and Margdarshak Pradhan in multiple aspects of the society, in largely the rural area, which is our focus. It will bring youth empowerment. It will help people understand their entitlement to different benefit schemes like given by the government, like subsidies given to them, loans given to them, other benefits given to them by the government to do their local activities. So, for example, there are a lot of funds and subsidies given to women in the rural areas to start their own businesses, but these people do not know exactly what to do, whom to approach, how to approach, what are the protocols they need to follow to get those benefits. Hence, a lot of the time, the funds which are given to them are underutilized. So the statistics today, it says that almost 38% of the funds which the government has allotted for the benefit schemes are underutilized, and that is a big number. It also create self sufficiency in terms of self-employment by the government welfare schemes. It creates visibility about government's policies and government vision, maybe what are the government maybe. So these are a few case studies which our Margdarshaks have generated, and I like to share. There was a case study where a pregnant woman wanted some type of a medical treatment and she didn't knew what to do, where to do. So this Margdarshak actually went to them or gave her a report which gave her 18 schemes, out of which 2 schemes were actually worked out and been given to her. Then there was a person who was a old person. He was given basically old age pension and many other things. So there are people like auto rickshaw driver who was almost 36 years old. He was given some type of schemes which he was entitled for. So there are plenty of case studies, but there are a few things which I have shared right now. There are free treatments which are done by the government initiatives, which may be like of liver, high surgeries, like heavy cost surgeries, which may end up in a private hospitals where people may have to pay more than 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, depending upon the hospital. But these surgeries are done free of cost by the government, and very few people actually know about them. So being focused on our topic today about sports. So even in the sports sector, there are randomly which I have taken out. There are almost 20-25 schemes which are there for sports and sports initiatives. So these are the few case studies which are there. I will share this presentation with you, and you can actually download the presentation and actually find out. But coming back to what we always say and always want things to happen is that even though there are 20-30 schemes which are there, by generating your own report, it will help you understand which exactly scheme are there which benefits you. Maybe sports, maybe there are other schemes which may be out of sports, which may be there for from individual, vary from person to person, place to place, government to states. So policies changes as per location. So there are certain policy which a person gets in a particular state may not be available in other states. So this platform helps you understand even that. So there are almost 20, 25, 30 schemes which I have put on the presentation. There are plenty more, but that is beyond the scope of my presentation, so I'm not able to keep them here. So this was a small presentation which I wanted to show. Okay, either we can move to a question answer session, or I will move on to onto a platform where I will actually show you how this report is generated and what is the role of a margdarshak in his portfolio, which he does day in day out for benefit schemes. Today we have generated more than 35 lakh impressions and 35 lakhs benefits to people, and we have almost more than 15,000 margdarshak working on ground. Our objective is to deploy at least 10 lakh margdarshak by 2025, and at least 15 to 20 crore people throughout pan India. So, madam, what should we do next? We go to a question answer session, or we go to a demo of the platform? You can let me know.
Sir, it's up to you, and we would like to know more about whether there are some margdarshak for sports category that you have assigned them the task. These are the margdarshak, these are for the sports industry, these are people are for like Jan Dhan Yojana, these people are for healthcare. So this way you have segregated them, or
No,
sir,
no,
every margdarshak can do any kind of schemes, or
see, we have a hierarchy of people like margdarshak pradhan. Okay, the margdarshak pradhan is what we always coordinate with. Okay, margdarshak pradhan plus is on a higher level. Basically, those are like organizations. Okay, the organization is a margdarshak pradhan plus. So the people in the organization, the key members of the organization, the decision makers of the organization are the margdarshak pradhan plus, margdarshak pradhan. Those people are the people who will deploy margdarshaks. Those are the people who will decide what type of a role that margdarshak will do on the ground. Okay, so this vary from people to people. So we have margdarshak pradhans who are proper NGOs. There are margdarshak pradhans who are doing a proper work on the ground, deploying a particular focused area. Okay, like tribal. Okay, they work only on tribal areas. So they will work on ground for tribal people, right? They will not work for tribal policies, but for tribal people. Okay, so from that they will be able to understand what are the policies defined for those type of people. Some people are working only for disabilities. Okay, so they will go and work only in the area of disabilities. So they will run profiles and they will get those benefits for those type of people, not schemes. It is not a scheme or a sports oriented approach. It is an approach where people go for a particular direction. Definitely, as a forum we are speaking on sports. So you can have an area where you will deploy people only for sports. So you will go to people who are sports people and run their profile. So once the profile of these people are run through this, which I will show you as a dummy report, which we'll create in next few minutes, you will be able to understand that that person is not only getting benefits from sports, but there are other benefits which he may not know. Okay, because 6,000 schemes, madam, that is a huge volume. And India is one of the country where such type of activity is being done on a massive scale, and it is never promoted on any forum. And this is something which we need to do as a social activist. We need to tell people that इतना बड़ा काम गवर्नमेंट में किया है, 6,000 स्कीम्स बनाई है for people, and we are not aware. हमको मालूम नहीं है.
Just one request before we move further. Can you come on the last but one slide? That is slide number 18.
Definitely, madam.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So you want other slide also? I can give
no, so basically we are trying to concentrate, because an agency or a social advocacy group like us will have to put the lens now on the sports in terms of the schemes and where exactly are the gaps, and how an agency like you with this kind of platform, how we can try to synchronize the efforts. So,
So
much
there,
lies, yeah, the
there
onus,
are two
that
answers
is
to
the
it,
whole
madam.
purpose of this collaborative, that we move beyond the information dissemination part to establishing the connect. So I'm just trying to pick up, say, for instance, one scheme, which is the first on the list, like outstanding tribal sportsperson scheduled areas. Now, how can we get in touch with the aspirational districts or the tribal belt and see that what is the penetration of this particular scheme in the tribal areas? And how our own system of local leaders or local government, right from the Margdarshan, if an NGO is there, it could be a, Pradhan, as you're talking about the organization, or it could be the Sarpanch and his team. So if I were as a social activist or a social worker to look at an area development approach or an integrated community development program, I would sit with this team to ensure that whether it is a health, whether it is a disability related scheme or something related to sports, how can we empower this team to take it to the people? Here, our focus would be sports, because if we again try to see and look into the kind of investment being made, sports is again at the last, even in terms of the CSR investments.
True.
So here is where our role come into being, primarily as social workers, and with the specific focus of this entire initiative of TCS India citizen-led collaborative. There is so much of potential. There are so many awards. There are a number of schemes, but the kind of response that we are seeing in health, skill development, entrepreneurship is not true for sports. And that is how this exclusive thirst on e-initiatives in terms of number of workshops, number of sessions, how best we can come together, work together. So right now we are just at the come together part of it. Working together, we are looking for very strongly, and I'm focusing on both coming together, staying and working. And with this perspective, we are looking into the details of all the 23 schemes we have shared so far.
So these are only 23 schemes which I am able to pull up on a very random basis. Okay.
No, so we will have one-to-one dialogue with you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to take
See, madam, because there are more than, again, I am repeating, more than 6,000 plus schemes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you are focusing on a tribal area, okay, the tribal area sport is one aspect of what we are looking at. But apart of sports, there are multiple other schemes which this tribal area are going to be benefited, like education. Okay, so there are multiple schemes in education developed for this tribal belt or a tribal people. So I will just go through a very small this is a dummy site I'm going through. Okay, I will just create a report. So this is something which is a Margdarshak will normally do. Okay, so he goes to our platform. Okay, he logs into the system. Okay, as a Margdarshak, every Margdarshak is given their own username, password, and he logs into the system. The moment he logs into the system, he gets multiple tabs for multiple activities. Okay, he can create a shram card if he's a worker. People can create passports. Okay, driving license, voters ID card, Aadhaar updates. Okay, financial other benefits. Okay, multiple things that a Margdarshak can do from this platform, and these are all online tie-up done with the government of India. Okay, so I'll go to beneficiary report. First is the report which we normally see. It is very important for us to first understand your entitlement. What are the benefits you are entitled for? Now these benefits are twofold. There are something which is coming from the government, and there is something which is coming from the private sector as well. Okay, so we are working closely with the private sectors as well to understand and let us know that if you have a particular scheme, let us know. We'll put it into our system, and if we identify a person who is falling into that criteria, we'll help him understand those schemes given by you to them. So it's a multifold approach. So these schemes are available in different languages. So depending upon the area, the work you do, the tribal areas, those schemes can be generated in those languages. So if the Margdarshak is not comfortable in English, is comfortable with Hindi, English, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu, multiple languages are available. So this platform automatically converts itself into that language. So it will ask me to enter the mobile number of the beneficiary. Here there are two things. If the beneficiary doesn't have a mobile number, they can take a mobile number of a close by person, the Margdarshak or the Sarpanch or other person who can take the initiative. Okay, so it will send me an OTP for verification. This is where we start the verification of the person itself. It will take few seconds. So once I enter my system, it will help me create multiple reports under a single name. I'll write my name. So it will ask me which state you are from. Maharashtra district. Suppose I will take a very random year for a profile. Okay, it will ask me certain age. Okay, so what type of no occupation I'm into? I'm into service. I'm a self-employed. I'm a businessman. I'm a labor. I'm an ex-serviceman. I'm an artisan. I'm a farmer. I'm a fisherman. I'm a student. Government service, retired, unemployed, housewife, whoever I am. So if I say I'm from some organized unorganized sector. So it will ask me either I'm an auto driver, I'm a taxi driver, okay, coal worker, normal driver, electrician, fish seller, flower seller, depending upon the multiple categories the government of India has defined. Okay. So what category I belong to? Okay. So no, it's a tribal area. I am from scheduled tribe. Okay. I am living below poverty line. Okay. Do you have any disability or something like that? Okay, I say I have some disability of speaking. It is above 40%. Okay. Do you have any illness? Okay, so I have say I have a heart problem. Are you a married person, non-married person? Okay, number of children. What is your salary or income? So I'm not educated. Do you have a land or house? No, I don't have anything. I have only Aadhaar card. Okay. Do you have a bank account? So this is a bit lengthy question because it's very important. So after taking few questions, it will scan through and it will run my profile. And it had told me that it has identified 23 schemes for me. Okay, so I'll click here and these are the two things it has done. Okay, so I can click here and download the report. So this is the report which is being generated. Okay, this is the profile which I have entered. Okay, so this is the summary or the index of the schemes which I am eligible for. So in education, there is one scheme. Okay, healthcare, because of certain criteria which I've entered, these are the different schemes which I am eligible under the healthcare. This is a category under the pension. This is the category livelihood, these are all categories created by the government of India, and we follow standards of the government. So under livelihood, there are 4 schemes. Okay, under housing, I have 3 schemes. Under investments, I have 3 schemes. Under services, I have 1 scheme. Okay, under social service, I have 2 schemes. And then when the index is clean, I get to know the details of the scheme. So this is the first scheme, craftsman training scheme. Objective of the scheme, documents required for the scheme. and then how I'm going to apply for that scheme. Similarly, again, okay, the Ayushman Bharat Yojana, what is the objective of the scheme? Sorry. What are the documents are required, which are the must-have documents, which are the alternative documents, and then how is the process for the application. So it has been given in a very crystal clear manner. Here the role of the Margdarshak again comes into place, especially in the areas which are rural areas and tribal areas, where people like Margdarshak, who are actually on ground, explains them what they are supposed to do, and in many cases actually hands-hold them to go and get this scheme delivered to them. So even the Margdarshak then knows exactly what he's supposed to do for that particular scheme. So there are certain schemes which have a lot of protocols. Each and every step is been explained in a proper manner. There are certain schemes which are online scheme. Now this is an online scheme. Okay, wherever there is an online scheme, they have given you an URL. So if you're using a mobile phone which is connected to the internet, you can actually click here and apply that scheme directly for that beneficiary. The Margdarshak can do this, or the beneficiary himself can do this. So this is the entire detailed report for all the benefit schemes which are there. Okay, and this report is also been sent to the beneficiary. This can be downloaded in the form of a PDF. This can be printed if the person needs a printout. So a number of other activities can be done on ground by the Margdarshak. So it is very important for the Margdarshak first to understand the entitlement of that particular person, which schemes he is entitled for. Then, depending upon their entitlement, explain them which schemes can be immediately applied, or which scheme can be applied in a later stage. That depends upon the beneficiary. Beneficiary can take a call. So our main objective here as Mera Adhikar is to spread awareness about schemes which a particular person is entitled. So if I go and tell people there are 6,000 schemes, and then give a huge document, and then people can just go and browse the scheme, it is not possible. So I made life of a person very easy. So what we have done is life of a person very easy. So depending upon the person's profile, different schemes will come up. So tomorrow if I run a different profile, the schemes will change. So depending upon person to person, place to place, case to case, these schemes will vary, will change. So this is something the platform actually does. This is what I wanted to show.
Okay, Dr. Anar, here I would like to ask you that one person can get all the information like in one form, that in which schemes he or she is eligible?
Single form. So in a single form, in a single report, which we call as a SOBR, okay, social benefit report. Okay, he gets entire detail about that particular schemes, all from 6,000 schemes को scan करेगा. It will scan all 6,000 schemes and select only those schemes which that person is entitled for.
That's great. Wonderful initiatives by you and your team.
So this is what the report will do, and it will also create a unique card, okay, which is called Adhikar card. So that Adhikar card that person can use anytime. So next time when he comes and just scans the QR code, okay, the person can be able to understand any additional schemes which the person is getting. For example, the government of India keeps on updating their schemes every 3 months, 6 months. If a particular scheme is been added, so this person doesn't have to go there and generate his report again. Okay, he just goes and scan this QR code, and the updated schemes will come to him. Okay, there are certain schemes which we are talking about, like trying to tie a partnership with the CSR and some other activities. And then these people say that there's a share activity and they want to do certain activity for, just an hypothetical example I'm taking. Tomorrow that there's a CSR and they want to do a tribal activity for tribal sports. And we have done some activity already in the tribal area. So once we get this CSR, these people from the tribal area do not have to run the report again. Okay, they go and they scan the QR code. they will be able to get the updates. At the same time, the CSR who actually are trying to give this benefit to this person will just take his this Adhikar number or the Adhikar card, scan the card, and will come to know whether he is actually entitled or not, whether he is a real person, the beneficiary, or he is just coming here as a fake person and giving a fake identity. So that the CSR also will not have to do a multiple work. उसको question पूछो, आपका आधार कार्ड दो, आपका पैन कार्ड दो, आपका ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस दो, आपका डिसेबिलिटी सर्टिफिकेट दो. That everything has been collected by Mera Adhikar already. The person is already identified, verified, and endorsed by the system. So this becomes a very easy process for both people, for the beneficiary as well as the CSR who is trying to run the activity.
Yes, yes, very true. Because people hesitate to take government schemes due to that lengthy procedures and that database they need to fill again and again. So,
so right now we have done one activity with the Rotary Club, okay, where they are giving certain benefits to a certain TG of people. Okay, so they are going through this process only. We have generated reports for people, but once these people, even though the report has been generated, when they go and go to this Rotary Club to get that particular scheme, the Rotary Club will then fill up a form, okay, ask them to wait, then they will verify, then they will call them again. So those processes completely gone now. Okay, just by scanning this QR code, Adhikar number ka card de do. Adhikar number ka card scan kar diya, they also log into our system. The CSR also has a separate system where they can log in, and once they log in, they can just scan the card or enter the number which is there on the card. They will come to know whether this person is really entitled or this person is bringing a fake card.
Okay, that's great. So, sir, the next question we would like to ask you is that any individual person who want to avail these benefits or who want to know about this government welfare schemes, so what is the right procedure they need to follow? Whether they have to search out that who is the Margdarshak at that location?
So currently we have kept it through Margdarshaks only. Okay, because it's on the ground process. People cannot log into our portal and generate the report as of now. Okay, we are not doing that as of now. But slowly, steadily, we'll open up a portal where people can directly come to our site and generate their own report. Okay, that also will be possible in some time. But our objective here is that the system, the hierarchy system, should not break. The Margdarshak Pradhan, and the Margdarshak Pradhan Plus, that should stay. Okay. That is the core objective, because this is something which the Margdarshak does on ground, and Margdarshak while doing this report, generating the report, is spending his time, energy, resources. So that person has to get some benefit out of it. So it also try to create employment. So this project which we are running through Rotary, okay, actually that fund which we have generated through Rotary is utilized for two purposes. First, for the beneficiary, as well as second for generating giving payments to the Margdarshaks who are actually on ground generating these reports for that particular beneficiary. So twofold objective is there: helping people getting knowledge about schemes, and also the Margdarshaks who are social entrepreneurs get some type of livelihood.
Okay, that's great. Yes. So now we would like to, yes, anyone else would like to ask anything? Dr. Mona, Sushil ji, Dr. Santhi.
Dr. Roopji, I have few questions, but I would first request the other participants who are new. There is some Mr. Sudeep Pradhan. Can we have his introduction, please, if you can unmute? Who's Mr. Sudeep Pradhan in the forum? And Dr. Sunita, can you please facilitate? Because all other are known members.
Dr. Mona, maybe like title itself shows that maybe he is from Mera Adhikar team.
No. There's no one from the Mera Adhikar
No,
team.
there are two persons logged in the name of Sudeep Pradhan, so you can just check. Rest all are known members. So my question to you is, Dr. Roopji, how is the response from the CSR heads? Because being a CSR consultant, if I were to look at this entire initiative from scaling it up, would be that, the top CSR person, and in terms of the nexus with the NGOs, because NGOs have their own database, and here is a interface which will give them ready access to the eligibility all at once. Like, you go into a particular area with the CSR foundation and you generate this kind of report for the beneficiaries. So how is the response with the CSR heads as per your experience? And if we were to have Dr. Sunita, this I'm saying, when we conduct the webinars together, maybe the next second or third webinar from now, if we have, and we have a stakeholder consultations with the CSR heads in terms of Mera Adhikar's role, and if we can just get together the CSR heads on a common platform, and this presentation be made to them, and then they have, at least at the end of the discussions, at least expression of interest on both sides, whether they would like to tie up with Mera Adhikar. Does this sound good, Dr. Roopji?
This will be a great initiative.
So
Dr.
that
Mona.
is what I am looking at, rather than studying what is it, and it is a good idea, it is a proven idea. I'm very much sure that this has certain benefit in terms of lot of duplication of work that is going by NGOs, and then repeated baseline surveys being conducted by the CSR department, absence of trained research functionaries on the ground. So if we can have maybe an open stakeholder consultation with the CSR heads and have a very intensive presentation, maybe an auto run presentation also, or this audio video by you can just take the way you are showing us how a report is prepared in this, and then maybe you can follow up with the corporate sector in terms of how quickly can you close the deals, and the effort at my and TCSI and or CSR sustainability dialogue series under the auspices of Vasundhara Blessing Foundation would be that how we are roping in corporates one by one. And this would be,
to answer your first question, okay,
yes,
the CSR response.
Yes.
See, largely today, for first groundwork was to get some type of data, and doing the test whether such type of service is actually required is been done over a period of a year or so right now. Currently talking to CSR, we have just started last few days.
So my request would be, if we can have one presentation out of 3 or 4 corporates that you have dealt with, a case study of one of your finest experience with the corporate sector. In terms
I just told you that we just with the corporate sector, okay, the CSR initiative, we have just started. Our 15,000 Margdashaks today are purely organic. Okay, they are nothing to do with CSR. They have no idea about CSR. These people are different categories. These are students. These are housewives. These are shopkeepers.
That I got it, sir. At the retail model that is working. Now the CSR would be one.
When we have started understanding that we are starting understanding this thing is happening. So now we are trying to replicate with different models like CSR, NGOs. Okay, we started just talking to them. Okay, not even NGOs, with CSR first. Okay, to understand whether the CSR will be interested. The first CSR activity which we are currently doing is a Rotary Club. Okay.
So if we have a 2 hour or say 1.5 hour, Dr. Sunita, for you, because organizing has to be your responsibility, and we are tying up, and I am here to drive the programs. If we have a 2 hour exclusive webinar for CSR head and NGO project coordinators into how Mera Adhikar can be an interface to reach the beneficiary in a much faster way. And then we have enrolled participants from the corporate sector.
Dr. Mona, CSR participation is going to be very, very important. Okay.
That is
so
why,
what we have understood here is that CSR today spends a lot of money. Okay. In doing certain activities or giving certain benefits.
Yes, sir, that I thoroughly agree. Like, I keep on getting requests in terms of, can you establish our contact for the Apollo Health program? And then there's another person talking about some programs for the tribal scheme. So since I'm associated with a number of organizations, I feel that we will speak to all the CSR heads through one or other channels, and then we will try to establish the interface. Only thing is, since we are also putting time, efforts and investment, we would not time and again have complementary program at a very nominal cost. If we can have paid webinars, and it will be exclusively meant for the CSR heads and NGO project coordinators, and it could be in the form of webinar or paid training programs, and then this kind of proposals and programs
that definitely can be done. That definitely can be done. Okay.
In the time, and that is the very purpose of having these kind of programs in this platform, so that an open connection goes. And then, sir, instead of talking to one corporate at a time, we just have training and capacity building of CSR functionaries. That these are the organizations.
We can do that anytime.
Definitely, sir. We'll come back to
session, one training sessions. Even training we can do. Okay, what or case study specific talk you
Yeah,
want to
case
give?
studies about Mera Adhikar, case studies in this thing you have shared or collaborated with which region, and then what's in it for the CSR and benefits to CSR and NGOs and help to the government, and role of an intermediate agency like Vasundhara Blessings
True,
Foundation or
true.
the social advocate. So there is the real collaborative part that we are looking into, and then
Definitely.
ensuring, sir, the end of the webinar, at least 4 or 5, a handful of organizations agree to work together.
Definitely. So this is something which is to be done on a so this is an ecosystem today.
Sir, वैसा ही करना है जैसे government's end of the program, they do the MOUs. So we will have to ensure that advocacy gets stronger and we are able to come to that stage. And definitely 2 or 3 months from now, yes.
Yeah, see, there are too many things not to be done right now. What I'm talking about is Mera Adhikar. There's something which are coming about, and planning, which will be launched in next 2 or 3 months, which is called
I
as
was
Mera
telling
Arogya.
Dr. Sunita, sir, you can extend your CSR team, because for Fingole, even Mera Adhikar is their CSR initiative, as I see. So, you can extend your CSR team and get all of us associated, and then it would be fun to work, because then we would be brand ambassadors of Mera Adhikar too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just on the lighter side.
Yes. See, there is basic statistics. If you see today, if the population of India today is more than 138 crores, okay, to be on paper, and number of benefits, even today, if you start giving per day, it's too small. So you to cover so many people at a massive scale. Even if you say in a day, we impact 1 lakh people. Okay, and that 1 lakh people is impressive. Okay, even then we'll need 50 years to cover all Indian citizens.
So how much dedicated staff you have for working on the model of Mera Adhikar, like for this social initiative? What is the dedicated staff you have at your disposal?
See, currently we have we have a very small team. Our team is very lean. Currently we have almost 10 people who are in Thane based office, who are talking to people on a daily basis, trying to onboard Mera Adhikar, that is Margdarshak Pradhans and Margdarshaks. So these are from different aspects. These are from NGOs, these are from corporate sectors, these are from profit organizations. These are from multiple other background as well, talking to people like housewives to come on board and do this type of extra activities, which will fetch them extra revenue per month of 10,000-15,000 rupees per month for their sustainable livelihood, and start onboarding people. So as I said, our first objective is to onboard 10 lakh Margdarshak in next 2 years. Okay. So because 10 lakh Margdarshak will be onboarded on next 2 years, we'll be able to cover 10 to 15 crore people only. That is hardly 10 to 15% of the entire Indian population. So to do this on a massive scale, okay, this scale has to increase.
So that is fine. Like, this is a bottom-up approach in terms of capacity building. Yes. I look at it from getting the leadership to convince that here is a scheme to invest. So so if one corporate adopts around 500 villages, then it would be exclusively the lookout of that particular foundation of or NGO.
So that is basically the approach. We will be
shift in the approach.
So that is where we started. CSR. We should start tapping CSR. That is what we decided internally.
And the last
a few days back, I made a presentation which focuses only the CSR, and I've just started sharing with some people on LinkedIn Connects, on some other people whom we know, about some group heads of some organization, the CIOs of some organization, the CFOs of some organization, which I've started pitching this proposals to.
Sir, and I'm very sure that if you talk to just the CSR head or anybody from the board, this board committee, the top management, they will be thoroughly convinced of the scheme, its benefits, and to invest in their CSR initiative across the organization because of the multiple advantages. Only thing is that right now we are moving from the Margdarshak up model. So even for a scheme like sports, I feel that if we have a connect with the government and you are able to exclusively, prepare one exclusive card for sports related schemes only, or maybe just, customize
that can be done any time, madam, because this platform is customizable. As I said, if there is a particular project which you want to run, and if you want to identify only those type of people, and you want to issue those cards only to those people, okay, then that card will be issued to only those people.
That's great, sir. That's great.
That is the approach which I kept right from day one. So private schemes, suppose CSR, they want to do some activity only for tribal people. Okay, and
so
they
if
want to
I had, after sir orientation to this seminar, if I go to the sports department, government of Gujarat, of having an interface with Mera Adhikar to have all the sports related schemes at one platform, would you be able to take it further for end-to-end coordination and working with the government?
Definitely.
Because I would just say that here are the benefits, here how it will be working down, and you have a technical person in place to take this forward.
Definitely, we can do that. So from this portal, as I showed you, this Mera
yes. Same orientation can be given to these.
So this card is being generated automatically. So if I download this card, it will give me the printout of the card. Okay, I can just print this card, laminate it, and keep it. That's clean.
Okay.
This is done. So similarly, if you have another card, which is there, so that card can also be generated. So there's one more card here. Okay, if I go to home and say health ID, okay, so I can create a health ID card right away.
Okay.
Okay, similarly, we say that other card, either you want to create it exclusively or you want to give it through an automated system, that okay, if you find a person with this parameter, and this parameter, only then issue a card. We can even do that.
Yes. No, sir, rightly it would be that, we have an interface meeting where we say that these are the kind of benefits, and you can take the dialogue further ahead in terms of customizing it. Because sports here, especially in Gujarat and even in other states, they would be very progressive in having a tie-up with such kind of a digital initiative-led platform, and they would be the key ones to respond. So we will be writing the proposal from the CSR point of view, and you can just add your perspective, and it would be sent jointly. So I'll take it up, ahead with Sunil.